My dad is like, you should watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
What's that comment again?
The one Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
Keanu
Reeves. We just have this one section. Here's our project.
Hello and welcome to Ryan, Maddie in the morning
With Ella, Roman, and Rachel.
Yay!
We'll move it back. Okay. All right. And this is the podcast for our rom-com unit, which consists of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, 500 Days of Summer, Always Be My Maybe, and the half of it. First question. All right. So the first question or topic is: do rom-coms portray healthy or realistic relationships, and should we expect them to?
No.
No.
Should we expect them to? That's the real question.
No.
I think based off all the past rom-coms, you can't really expect them to. I don't think I've seen a rom-com that has a healthy relationship.
Would you want to watch a rom-com that has a healthy relationship?
No, because that's not marketable.
No, I guess not.
Fun. No, I feel like there should be, in my opinion, a healthy mix of both. Like there should be some out. Like I feel like the half of it ended with a healthy relationship.
No, it did not.
No, it didn't.
Friendship-wise, not like friendship-wise.
No,
yes.
No.
Yes.
Nobody agrees
yes.
with you, Maddie.
Why?
See you in 5 years.
No, not that part. Not that part. I'm referring to the friendship aspect of that.
Of who?
With the dude and
With Paul and
Yes.
Molly?
Yes.
That's their name.
That's what I was getting at.
I mean,
That's a healthy.
It wasn't super healthy. It was only healthy at the
Not
end.
to begin with. No.
Can I just say,
But-
as soon as they had that camera angle on the train, I was like, he's gonna start running.
They mimicked it. They just doubled it.
It took a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could all
Because they
see
watched
that.
the movie and she's like, "Don't run after the train," and then like half the movie at the end, it's like, "Don't run after." It's the same thing. That's the whole point. That's
That
the
is
whole
the
that
point.
was
It's
the
a
whole
reference.
point.
It's a reference to
Yeah,
the
but it
first
was.
movie.
But
I'm throwing this out there. I feel like
personally,
Rachel and I are
don't
gonna
like
have vastly
rom-coms,
different
which makes it
opinions
hard for
about
me
this.
to watch.
Yeah.
So.
No, the biggest character arc in that movie was Paul's cardio.
That's so real.
That was his character growth.
When did
He
you
was
start
running
working
faster.
But yeah, I feel like they shouldn't in a way though for the majority because it's boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want those movies to escape life.
Yeah. Like, you don't go out and, like, watch a rom-com in theaters to be like, yeah, I want to see these people have a happy relationship. Like, that's not marketable.
But do you think it's building an unrealistic standard that is actually damaging people's perception of love?
I hope not.
Yeah.
But probably in some
Yeah.
ways. In
I
some
think
ways
so.
it
Depends
could.
on how
I also
popular the
think
movie
so.
is. That's my.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like there are some. Because, I mean, you've heard people be like, well, when you see it in the movies, or like kids will grow up seeing it in the movies, they'll be like, that's right. It's not. Don't, as much as I love this movie, don't make bets with your friends
But
that I can take a guy and get rid of him in 10 days.
Yeah, that's just
Don't
maniacal.
do that.
Holy cow.
if you're thinking of like it hurting people though, I don't think that goes to rom-coms. I think that goes to like Disney movies. That's where I think that would like start. I don't think rom-coms are necessarily to blame for unrealistic relationship standards because it is kind of making fun of itself.
Well, a lot of them are stereotypes.
Yeah.
And also on that, I think when you start, like, watching rom-coms, you're, like, 12, and you actually, like, can kind of more understand what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's the thing with Disney movies. Like, you're young, like, obviously you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I want my Prince Charming and my Knight in Shining armor.
Hey, I still want to be a knight in shining armor, so I don't know what you're talking
Well,
about.
I didn't grow up with those kind of movies. I didn't watch any rom-coms. My favorite animated movie is Emperor's New Groove. Like,
Yes.
those-
I was gonna go with Luca, just personally.
Luca was
was
good.
good.
Out of the new era, it
I
was
think
good.
that could be classified as a rom-com.
Miss
Because
Dente,
that
can we
movie
please
was
watch
so-
Luca in class? Please. I don't know. I just want to watch Luca in class.
So I think it's definitely a different background of like I don't enjoy watching rom-coms for a couple of different things, but but it's different because I like horror. So I subscribe to the stereotypes that come with
Obviously.
horror, but because that's kind of more of like my mother
you're
was a
interested
murder
in.
mystery writer. Like that's what she did, and I was really surrounded by that. Yeah, and my like I grew up with a family like mostly cops, so like that kind of stuff is really kind of my background. So I subscribe to it a lot easier. Whereas rom-coms, that's not my background. That's not my wheelhouse. I cannot easily as subscribe to that idea. So when I'm watching it, I'm like, no. But there's a lot of other people, like, if you're watching this since you were 12 years old,
Yeah.
like, you're going to subscribe to it and you're going to enjoy it a lot more.
Right. Yeah.
See, I was the ones that was like, I grew up watching a crap ton of comedy movies, and so like rom-coms sometimes are kind of like comedy movies, and so it's like I enjoy those. Also, I'm the one that's like, oh my god, this is so cute, and this is beautiful, and I want this in my
completely
life.
disagree
Like
with
that's
you.
like that's like.
Yeah, I'm with Ryan on that. Like,
Yeah.
I am not one to like cry
No.
at a movie. I think
Oh.
I could count on one.
Do not watch
time
a
I
movie.
cried
The
at
only
a
movie. Wait.
I did
watched
cry
a
at a horror movie
recently
once because
that
I was scared, but like that was.
I gotta be honest. Endgame.
I know that's what I was gonna
stop,
I cried at
stop,
Endgame. That's
stop.
what I was gonna say.
Oh my god, I was in my living room when I watched Infinity War for the first time, and I remember when Spider-Man did the whole like, I don't want to go, I want to go.
This
I
was
looked at my
completely
dad.
improvised by both of them. By the way.
Yes,
That
I heard
seems
about that.
crazy.
Very interesting. Next question. Should the protagonists always end up together? Why or why not?
No, and that's why I liked 500 Days of Summer so much.
Yeah.
Okay, I heard tales of your views on 500 Days of Summer, and you have
Was that-
30 seconds to explain
30
yourself.
seconds. Holy cow. First of all, I sympathize with Tom too much because a lot of what he does is very accurate to me. Like this whole fantasizing.
No, it's the fact that I'm.
It's super accurate.
Well, he's supposed to be a relatable character.
Yeah,
That's like the whole point
but
of that movie.
too relatable for some reason. Second of all, I've been in both positions a little bit. So I have done the leaving where I was super obvious about friendship. However, I think that the girl in that movie,
Summer.
she was not very communicative.
Yeah.
I disagree. She
No. She said
said-
that she wanted to be friends like twice.
And,
But then he goes to the bathroom, he comes out. She's in the bed, ready. Okay? Or they're watching a movie and there's a scene and she's like, "Oh, that seems doable." Next scene, they're in the shower.
okay.
Or
She
no,
said-
what got me is the hand holding on the park bench.
Yeah.
Yes! That's what got me.
Well, it's because in the end of the movie, she learns to believe in love. She never learns to believe in commitment. She
Real.
still wholeheartedly believes that she should not be committed to anything, which is why she wanted to hold his hand. She did. She wanted to dance with him at the wedding. She wanted to bang him in the shower. Like,
That is so messed up though. Holy cow.
exactly. But the thing is, she still doesn't believe in commitment, and that was the miscommunication because she still wanted all these things, but she did not believe in commitment, whereas Tom did.
She did outright say at the beginning, like, I'm letting you know I don't want a commitment. And
Yeah.
that could have been reiterated later on, but
Tom's view of commitment was all
Vastly
of those things
different. Yeah.
means commitment. In her mind, those have nothing to do with it,
Which is
where
allowed.
the miscommunication is. So I wouldn't
Yes.
say that it's like her purposely leading him on. She was like, I've laid out the rules that this is what it is, but they fundamentally believed in two different things,
things.
and that was the whole point of the movie.
So what you're saying is that after she got to know him for as long as she did, that she should have realized that he is a committed person and that
That's
she's
why
not.
she broke
so
up with
she
him.
should
Yeah,
have
that's
broken
why
up
she
with
broke
him
up.
way earlier.
Yeah.
See, that's where I'm with Roman on that. Is I feel like for
Oh, I don't
that
think she's
long,
a good person, but I'm
Oh,
saying
yeah.
like,
No,
100%.
I'm saying that fundamentally that's why things have gone because she was
'Cause-
getting what she wanted.
respectfully,
So why
as
would
much
she
as
leave?
I'm like in for like the whole like you established your boundaries early on. However, his boundaries also kind of matter in a way, in a fact of here's kind of what I'm looking for, and she's like, yeah, I totally respect that. We'll do those
but then
things.
he said he was okay with that.
Yes,
told her he
which
was
is
okay.
again
Was
where
he
the
really?
communication.
No, because he
No.
lied.
Yeah.
He lied.
Anybody could tell.
No.
Obviously, if he's gonna do all this stuff, and
Why
he
would
made
she?
it obvious.
Why would she call him out when she's getting everything that she wants?
Yeah.
And he's bending to what she wants. Why would she be like, "Well, I should end this so that I have to do the thing that I don't want"? When he's like subscribing to her belief system already, it doesn't make sense for her to break it off until he starts being like, "No, I want to be in a committed relationship."
It makes
And then
sense.
she's like, "Okay, I have to break it off now," but she's getting everything that she wants as a character without having to do the thing because he's not pushing it. He's wanting to, and he's assuming that one day it'll happen, but because he's not pushing that and she's still getting all of the things she wants out of the relationship without the commitment, It's the same thing. So that's why nobody broke it off. That's why those things happened. It was unintentional manipulation on both ends.
And the reason it makes sense to us more, like everyone would know, because it's from his perspective. Like if it wasn't from his perspective, we might have not necessarily known that that's not what he believed, because what he said was not.
Yeah.
This is why this movie was so conflicting.
I really liked this movie.
That was the whole point.
That's what makes it a good movie.
Like the whole point of the movie was to have a rom-com from a man's perspective.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway, what was the
also
question?
Cinematically, it was beautiful. I just had to throw that in there, like cinematic.
The question was, should the protagonists always end up together?
and that's how we transitioned into
And that's
this.
how we.
I feel like no.
Great.
Because the half of it was the same way too.
Yeah.
Wait,
it was
what
a
were you
beautiful
gonna say?
movie.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
I was gonna like go back on what she said because you said that he never like tries to make them official, right?
Oh, he tries, but she's like, no, and he's like, okay.
Well, okay.
And
Let
then-
me combat that
and
a
then
little bit.
continues
Because
to try.
after the bar scene where he gets in a fight,
Okay, I disagree
Okay,
with that.
hold on. Continue.
okay? Well, after the bar scene where he goes and fights the guy for her and she's all ticked off and he says, no, we are a couple, and goes home, she goes back to him. Like, if you don't want to be real and he's saying that we should be real, then why go back
Because
to
she
his
goes
house?
back and she's like, I can't give you that. She literally says, I will not be committed to you.
Then
she
why
says
did she
that in
go
the
back?
thing.
She could have done that in text.
No, because she
Or
wants,
letter.
because she wanted sex. Let's be real. That was the whole scene.
That was
and
the entire
so she
thing,
goes
yeah.
and she's like, I can't give you that, and then they kiss, and he doesn't pull away. She takes that as an acceptance. That is the whole point of that scene, is that he doesn't stick up to that because he still wants her, but he wants the commitment, and she likes not having to have the commitment. That's the whole dynamic of this movie, and that was the whole pain behind it. And that's why we also, because it's from his perspective, we're obviously sided with him, and for the most part, I do side with Tom. But there is that give and take of the reason why that relationship didn't work is because it was that weird give and take that just wasn't functional.
But back to the bar thing, if someone punched a guy for me, I would not be angry.
Yes.
that was where I was at. I was like, why were you
Tom could have punched him way sooner, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, there's-
Yeah.
Ooh, too much.
Oh no, I have completely agreed with Summer on that part. If someone was to punch someone at a bar, for me, when the situation had already handled itself.
Oh, that's
and
fair.
the reason
That's
why
fair.
the reason why he punched him is because he took it personally.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
So I'm on her
He
side. I'm
punched
like,
him
yes,
out of
you should be mad.
out of pure selfishness.
No, he was like, well, you're such a bad boyfriend. That's why he punched him.
Oh,
Remember?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
So
it was out
it
of pure
wasn't for her.
selfishness. However, if I was in that situation and I felt super unsafe,
yeah.
She
and this
didn't.
guy was not, which
She
in
was
this
like,
case she
no
wasn't.
way.
Which
She
in
was
this case
fine.
she wasn't. However, in a different situation regarding if I was felt unsafe, go for it.
I would
Yeah.
feel
And-
more unsafe if somebody punched somebody else right in the.
That's fair.
Right.
Beyond
I
that
agree.
point,
I
I'd be
agree with
scared.
that.
He should.
Yeah.
He should have done that.
That first.
I think
Don't let
that-
it escalate that quickly, please.
The consensus is
Yeah.
that we're getting to is that Tom needed to use his words.
Yes. No, that when Mr. Denton asked any questions for like, how could this problem be solved? I'm like, if people talked to each other, that's the main.
But man, this movie, so good. Like cinematically, writing's great, acting's
Oh, yeah.
great. Just the characters.
Well, that's.
And
that's a good-
I basically got like, I was like, here's my opinion, and then it's like, woof, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. So, yeah. Because, I mean, in a way, especially while watching this movie, I had very similar opinions to yours about the whole whatever. And it's just the more that you do, like, thinking about the characters and the more in-depth thinking that you do, my opinions just waver so much on this movie that I'm not one-sided. It's not like,
Yeah.
it's not. It's just very...
When Mr. Denton, he's like,
Overall,
when he
it's a crappy but beautiful situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he asked, like, what side are you on? There were two people, one of me being one of them, who sided with Summer. And it's kind of for the same reason you sided with Tom. The, like, personal experiences, I understand, blah, 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 blah. But also,
It's like 25 minutes.
now, like,
No, I can't see it.
talking about this, it was a both sides
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Well, I've
but-
been on both sides too.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
briefly,
Yeah,
but
Roman's got so much of a love life. He's got to go into the.
I really don't. I probably have been with less people than all of you. 2.
What are you saying about that? What are you saying about that, bestie?
I'm just saying, like, in the grand scheme of things,
Uno.
like,
Sorry.
I'm known
Anyways.
for being a guy.
Uno.
So,
Uno.
two.
But somehow have been on both sides, but Uno. So yeah. Anyways, before I get sad,
Okay.
Mr. Denton, aren't you so proud?
Are you so proud of us?
Oh no, this is gonna be edited out. What are you talking about?
That's fine. It's okay.
You just keep this one section.
Here's our
Just for
project.
500 days.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh,
anyway.
the rom-com unit, we just talk about our most devastating breakups. So we just...
Yes.
Okay, third little essential question. Should the cast of rom-coms be representative of the general population, which is like race, identity, orientation, culture, disabilities, etc., etc.?
Okay, I have written about this in literal past papers in the same class. Yes, because I think if you are choosing to do something in a specific location, then it needs to be representative of that location.
Yeah.
Or else it's just like, or else you're just being racist.
But
Actually.
also, like, I feel like yes, but it depends on the team you have working on it. Because if you have,
That's-
like, I don't know, like a white director who's doing something about black people, like, I feel like the team you have needs to be representative of the people you are
Absolutely.
portraying, which, yeah.
Yes.
So, yes,
But-
with the right people working on it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I totally agree too, but also, like, time periods is, I think, where that line
Yeah.
starts to
Yeah,
get. Like, if it's, like, a
absolutely.
time period, like, I don't know, like, the best example, but if there's,
Anna
like, a time...
Karenina, the 2012 adaptation.
What?
Have you guys ever watched that movie?
No. What
Watch
is that?
it. It's amazing.
Interesting. Okay.
It's so good.
What's it called?
Anna Karenina.
Anna
That's
Karenina.
Anna Karenina.
Anna Karenina.
There we go.
Alright.
Word of the day.
It's so good. You guys should
Is
watch
it foreign?
No.
What's it about?
It's
It's about Anna Karenina.
Being dyslexic,
actually-
this is hurting me so bad right now.
I'm dyslexic. Hey.
Oh, my bad.
Like, quick side
Okay.
thing. That's what really draws me into movies, is if they're visually, like...
Oh, so
I
that
really
why
like
you
that-
liked La La Land so much?
Oh,
Yes.
La La Land is
Yeah.
good.
It's beautiful cinematic-wise. Like, that's why I also liked The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Ooh.
Because it was a beautiful movie to watch.
Absolutely.
Don't start.
I don't know.
I didn't really
Okay,
like them.
when he's in... The scenes where he's in Greenland, it's beautiful.
Okay, some of those were fun, yeah.
See?
I'm sorry. You cannot tell me those were not stock videos.
Oh,
That's
true.
fair.
Think of another movie that's like stunning to watch.
La La Land is probably
Yeah,
my top
yeah,
like,
La
one.
La
in a different
Land.
way.
We had like Rocky movie posters in our
My-
game room
no,
for a
my
while. Like,
dad
that's
is
where I
like-
came from.
My dad is like, you should watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I was explaining that to a kid in my math second class. And he was like, talking about, I'm like, oh, you know you would like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
literally, I
And he was like, what's that about? And I was like, boy, oh boy, am I about to know. And we showed him
seat.
the movie trailer in class, and I'm just like, watch. And we just did that for the rest of the class period.
Romantic comedies often rely on exaggerated character quirks and improbable scenarios to drive the narrative forward. Considering yes, sir. Considering these conversations, Considering these conventions, how should we evaluate the quality of a romantic comedy? And what criteria can we use to assess a rom-com's success or failure? And how do these criteria differ from those applied to other genres?
Can you repeat
such
the
a long
question?
I can repeat the question.
No, it's okay.
It's basically, there's quirks to these movies. Do they make them better or worse movies? Should we give them different
It
conventions?
depends on what it is. But also,
And what can we use to like assess them?
especially
If
with
it-
rom.
sorry.
Bechdel test.
Okay, wait.
Oh.
Here, you can have the talking
That's a good
pencil.
one.
Who wants the talking
I
pencil?
want the talking
There you go.
pencil. Especially with rom-coms, they can get like repetitive very, very, very quickly.
Because they make money.
Yeah. So,
Like modern day Disney. Sorry.
Modern day
Anyways, I'm not gonna get into
but
it.
also, so having
good.
interesting things about the plot or the characters just can make it a little bit more bearable to watch. Who wants the talking pencil?
Roman, do you want the talking pencil?
Sure. yeah.
Okay.
I don't respect the talking pencil.
The what? Sorry.
Talking
The what? There we go.
All right.
Give me a text, like, I'll talk about it.
I think you can judge it based off. You can. Wow. We can judge how successful it is based off how many mixed emotions you get. You have to have like a roller coaster of emotions. I feel like for a rom-com to be good.
Absolutely, and that's why the half of it was so good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had like a random idea. Can our next podcast be about the roller coasters of movies, but we do it on a roller coaster?
whoa.
Like
was
that, Silverwood, we're like going up and down. We're like, here's the climax of the movie, and then like it drops.
Okay, so when it comes to like conventions of movies, the reason I struggle with rom-coms is because my whole thing with movies is how you can like empathize with the character. That's like the biggest thing of all. And empathizing, and also that comes with being basically a genuine story. It can be a fictional story, but it's got to be a genuine story. All of the logic of a story has to connect, and as long as it follows the same logic, I can vibe with that story. Rom-coms historically and categorically don't do that, and that's why I can't get behind the boat, and that's why I think that they're bad movies, because in my general context, I don't think that genre should get a special pass because they do the one thing that literally makes it a bad movie. Now, not all rom-coms are like this, because there's like the half of it I actually
I was just gonna say half of it.
I loved the half of it. And like
It was different.
And
It was a breath of fresh air.
And 500 Days of Summer, I think, is also a very genuine story because it's perspective driven. But like the one that I always forget, the stupid one.
How do those guys?
That one. I can't follow it. I can't follow it. It's not.
I can't.
I'm sorry. The logic does not add up in all of these different things, and I'm like, I cannot believe these characters in this story because it doesn't add. Now what?
But that was the whole point of the movie.
And that's
But
why
it's
I
just
hated
so
it.
No.
Guys, I'm buying her yellow dress for prom.
Yeah, it's a pretty dress.
Yeah, cool, that's fine. The story
Also,
sucks.
all right is not like, he is my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
I love Matthew
Can I
McConaughey.
just say something? So when we were rating...
Now, really quick before we move on to the next part of the podcast, I just wanted to tell you, the viewer, that this part of the podcast leads into a lot of conversation about Matthew McConaughey and Ryan Gosling and Ryan Reynolds, which means that was very irrelevant to the actual podcast. So I decided to make the executive decision and cut it out. So we're going to move on to the next part of the podcast, which is relevant, and I hope you enjoy. If you made it this far, which if you did, congratulations. But now, back to the podcast.
I saw the cocaine.
Yeah, no, it was flour.
Well, yes, but it was trying to be cocaine.
I know.
It wasn't trying.
Yes, this was another unrelated conversation about cocaine. Now, not real cocaine, fake cocaine in a film that I am currently making with 2 students from my school. Some more context is that I'm working on another short film with a few students from my school, and we needed fake cocaine. So that's how this sparked up. So don't worry about it. Just watch the film when it comes out. Anyways, back to the actual relevant content.
We'll just move on to the last essential question, which is, which, if any of the movies have the healthiest portrayal of love? Which of the characters from this unit would make the best partner?
That one guy from the half of it. What was his name? Paul. Oh my gosh, I would pick him.
Paul.
I agree. I agree with Paul.
I like
Yeah,
Paul.
Paul is so sweet.
Paul is so nice.
That's why. That's what.
Here's the thing though. Here's the one thing.
No, but he's so happy and
Yeah, he's
genuine
super
and
nice.
Can I be super
and
funny and
actually
stupid for a
loving.
moment? I would go on one date with Trig just so I can know how his mind.
No,
That is,
Dumb as a bag of rocks, that boy.
as soon
No,
as you
but
walk
like-
in the door, you love me, don't you?
The thing is, Paul is not like intellectually smart, but he actually is
Emotionally.
Yes.
He's okay, I wouldn't even say he's like
Yes.
emotionally smart, he's emotionally advanced.
No,
That's how I would
he
put it.
actually is like,
The kiss
you know
was
what matters
weird.
is actually
That
like
was
trying
that
and
was
learning,
weird.
and he
Oh.
does, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's what matters.
Okay,
You're putting in the effort.
Another
I love
thing
you.
about the guys in my class, after we watched the first hour of that movie, they were all talking to each other and they were all laughing. They're like, I hate watching guys who can't pull a girl or something. And I was like, bro.
Look at yourself, go look in the mirror.
You
Go
know,
look in the
you know how
mirror.
people don't like listening to themselves sing?
Me.
Yeah.
Me all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
What was that comment again?
I hate watching guys who can't pull a girl.
Because I hate watching guys who can't pull girls. Interesting.
There's not a sound that would go with that, never mind. Noise!
Nice.
I'd go out with Matthew McConaughey.
I would go out.
Not his character,
not
but
his
just
character.
Matthew McConaughey.
No.
I would. Okay, I'm on the
throw
same boat. I would go
spears
out
or
with
whatever.
Tom.
Would that
just
be
to
the
go out
question?
with
Axes.
Dark
Axes.
axes.
Throw
Oh,
axes.
The question was, it wasn't who would you go out with. It was which of the characters from this
Matthew
unit would make the best partner.
Yes, no, which of the characters from this unit would make a best partner?
Not him.
Not him.
What
No.
was him? Okay. I can get a girl. I can make a girl fall in love with me.
You choose, I'll get her.
I do choose. I'll pick a girl. I'll go get her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I hate you.
Yeah.
Go sell your diamonds.
Go
Go
sell
sell your diamonds.
And also,
oh,
that
what was the
pitch
stupid? Oh my god, it was so
Frost
yourself.
What? They couldn't come up with
Oh, we're talking about
Like,
how
it
great that
literally
movie
made
was.
jewelry,
Everyone
it
was
made
like,
diamonds
why are you
sound
so mad
cheap.
that's bad? Whoa, crazy.
It's still like an entertaining movie to watch. Like,
It's
I watch it when I'm
entertaining.
sick.
It's
Yes.
If you want to cringe to death, yeah.
However, I'm still sticking with Paul, but I would
Yeah,
go on a
Paul.
date or two with Trig.
Okay, but what is the matchup? Paul and who? Isn't that the question?
Paul and herself.
Well,
Which
if which has the help? So
It says
there was
who
two
has the
kind of
healthiest-
separate
There was two
questions.
separate
That was
questions.
like part B with like which of the characters would be the best partner, but the part A would be like which of these movies has the healthiest portrayal of love.
I would say
I
the
would-
half of it.
Yeah,
Half
Yeah.
of it's valid.
That one has, I think, the healthiest version because it's also these kids
Healthiest.
Because love
figuring themselves
also-
out, and they literally accept the fact like, oh, this is not how it is, and then they are like, let's wait and let's figure it out.
I
They-
would say
Well, also that one has a
always
health-
be my maybe.
That's-
Which, okay, because they end up really happy together. Like that, I see that, and I'm like, yeah,
I
they
also-
probably got married and
I
died.
also really like the portrayal of what's his face? What's the guy's name?
Keanu
Marcus.
Reeves.
Keanu
No,
Reeves.
Marcus.
Also Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. He has the best love.
No. The relationship of this isn't like romantic, obviously, but Marcus and his dad, I think, was really sweet.
Yeah,
like
it
that was
was.
really.
Yeah.
I really
Because I feel like here's where we're getting off track is in a way that love can also be like when I was referencing the friendship earlier, that can also be applied to love. Like
Yeah.
parents and child can also be applied to love.
Yeah.
So like when you're talking about Marcus and his dad, that was
It's a
it
healthy
was it was
relationship.
beautiful. Like
Yeah.
they were just like, you know, we hit this rough patch and his dad was finally like, hey, you have to move on. Like you can't just be here anymore.
God, when they were being high schoolers, I wanted to
Die?
crawl into it. Yeah.
Die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to,
Yeah.
Just pass away.
it was so bad.
They
I
should
was
have
like,
had.
what
They
is
should have
that?
just hired 2 other actors.
But in Mean Girls, they're all juniors, and I was like, there is no way. There is no way.
Haven't watched it, so I don't know.
Watch the older one with Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Please do not watch
Please,
the new
please.
one. Do not watch the
You
new
can't
one.
pay me
What
enough
if?
money to watch the
What
new.
if?
I think
don't
you would
watch
like
any
the.
of them?
You would like. I think.
Are you not gonna come support all of us?
Now you
Watch
have
some of
to.
them.
You should watch.
Zach
Lindsay
said
Lohan
he's
one.
gonna get everyone to sit in the front row. All the drum line for the dressing room.
Oh, fun.
Okay,
Mr.
the problem
Denton,
is,
come
when
see
is it?
Mean Girls.
Yes.
April.
Should.
Please.
18th
We're plugging our
through
show.
20th.
We
Please
need
come
money.
see
I
Mean
keep
Girls.
leaning farther and farther out of
frame.
I'm
Please come see Mean
I'm just
Girls.
sometimes like neck and neck with Rachel,
I'm
and so there's
here.
just my forehead.
I love how it is.
Maddie
just,
doesn't
It is
exist.
just the Raya show.
Yeah.
But
We have to do our thumbnail pose at some point.
Oh, you're right.
Everyone has to be fighting over the mic.
I'll just be like a.
No, I think everyone has to be like over the
Oh,
mic.
I'm
no,
just
we have
gonna
to. No,
hold it.
we have to do like the smosh like. Thumbnail.
Back to the topic of the half of it
Talking pencil.
and about the love between Ellie and her dad as the same as like Marcus and her dad. I thought that was just like the
It
cutest
was very
relationship.
similar to Marcus
I
and
was
his
like,
dad.
wow. It was like
It was very nice.
heartwarming.
I wanted to live in. Was it? Her name was Ellie.
Yeah.
I wanted to live in her house. But yeah, me and Ryan always do a ranking of the movies.
Yeah.
I was gonna read them.
I have drumsticks upstairs.
I can't play the
I
drum.
have a snare drum in the garage.
But soundboard.
Obviously. You can put your hand on the screen.
Okay, so the first movie, we'll start.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
Goodness. Goodness.
What's happening? Do you want to rate it out of 5 or 10?
5.
3.
Oh.
2.
Oh.
Oh, I thought we were.
That's not how that works. How to lose a guy in 10 days.
0.
Okay.
Okay.
You just
That's
said
not
1,
fair,
2, and 3.
yeah.
It's Ella's opinion.
There's room for bad, and that was bad.
For rom-com, it would be like a 2. For just movie
It's still
in
a
general,
movie. It's a 0.
We're just ranking the movie.
1.
Okay.
If you
swear.
3, move on.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
It's a classic.
Okay.
Like, it's one of my favorites. Like, it's one of those movies
A
where I
classic
would
is
watch it
something
whenever
You're
I was sick.
allowed to be
Rascals
wrong, Maddie says.
or-
Okay.
And that's okay.
Okay.
2.
We'll
No
talk.
comment.
We'll talk.
What? No, that's not fair. She put 0 at least. That's not even in the ranking category. You're gonna not vote?
I said
Said
2.
two.
Oh, I thought you said it.
I said.
said
two,
zero.
like,
I thought you said
3
something. I misheard.
times.
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's your
Okay.
turn.
1.
Okay. That's
Next.
fair. That's valid. We're all have opinions. 500 Days of Summer.
3.
Okay.
3.
3.
3.
3. 2. 2.5.
Okay.
2.5 to 3.
Yeah, I'm kind of in
Yeah.
that like wavering range. Always Be My Maybe.
Maybe a 1.
Okay.
2.5, I think it was a good movie.
I'm gonna go like 1.5, 2.
1.5.
I was gonna say 1.5.
1.5, yeah.
Okay.
You were going 2.5 to 3, and then you're like, wait, hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it down. Yeah. The half of it.
3.
I'm gonna go like 2.5, 3.
10.
Oh wow.
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 But that's
Broke
not on
the
the rating
scale.
system.
I wasn't the one that said that. Thank you very much.
3.
Okay.
Well, thank you,
It's behind
Mr.
the
Denton.
scenes.
I'm so sorry.
We're very sorry.
We're very
Thanks.
I'll
sorry.
have a separate cut. I'll have an actual podcast cut, and then a behind the scenes of all the
first cut,
randomness.
yeah.
All right, so are
Especially
we,
the cocaine.
oh my gosh. All right. For our thumbnail, are we sticking with what we did before, or are we all going to fight over the center mic? I think we should all fight over. No, you have to join. You have to
what?
join the fun.
We can either do that or we can do like everyone's
Actual
like
fight?
fighting with each other.
I have boxing gloves upstairs. We could all.
I think if
We
we're all
cut it right
fighting
as someone
over
like
this
jumping
mic, I think
above the
that'll be
table
good.
and everyone's like.
Everyone surround the mic.
I hate how my face is gonna look in that.
That's the whole point of a battle now.
I'll correct it.
okay. Thanks.
You just like Photoshop another photo.
All of the movies in class. So there's this like there's 2 rows of guys who sit right next
My
to me.
whole class.
Actually, no. So next to me, they're like.
Wait.
Wait, what did you
mean?
what did you say? What did you
I've been in
do?
her classroom.
What did you do?
What are you talking about?
No, I just was like, I've seen them. And it's so funny. You're just like, I've observed these men.
What? No! Where you put that? You dare!
It was really funny.
No! No!
Wait. So anyway,
It's really funny.
there's the 2 rows of guys that Roman has observed.
I've been in your class one time.
Okay, anyway.